All right, all right. Good morning. I guess good afternoon now. So good afternoon, good afternoon. I actually just got up not too long ago, about like an hour ago. Um so yeah, it's still technically morning for me. Or good morning wherever you're watching from. Hello, welcome to my second Twitch stream. Yeah, via this channel. So this would be my second stream. My first stream was last week. That one went to 2 hours, but I made a few mistakes. I didn't record it, so I wasn't able to share any clips. So you guys wasn't able to see what I did before. But today is a brand new day, a new day to draw, to create, to be you, and to be free. If you don't know me already, I am Zinc. I am an creative. I wouldn't say I'm an artist. I'm creative. I create things. I do projects, whatever, whatever. And I make cool art. I'm the visionary behind the story of Blue Bwoy, which is a character that I created and I've been kind of developing for the past two and a half to 3 years. So yeah, that's who I am. I'm on Twitter. My social media links are in the bio. So if you're interested in looking at some of my pieces or even just looking at my gallery and see what I've created, my Instagram linked also shows you all that stuff, and on my Twitter I just kind of post a lot of cool things that I'm doing around the block. So yeah, so welcome, nice to meet you. And if you're new here, please say hello. I can't really see who the viewers are. That's one thing I can't really do with this platform that I'm using, which is Streamlabs. So if you're new here, or even if you're not new, if you're a friend, close friend, whatever, stop by and say hello. Yeah, and we go through there. My husky Nomi is inside the cage. She was bad. She was on the porch earlier, but I took her in because she was barking at other dogs. So we can't have that. So if you do hear an occasional husky whine, that's Nomi, my dog, Nomi. So welcome. So today, I just had a few things that I'm going to be tackling. Let me adjust the Lofi in my ear. Today, what I'm going to be working on, the ending of my upcoming short story called Blue Static, which details the story of Blue Bwoy and how he kind of came about. So, sorry, give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry for that quick intermission. I hope you guys like the animation screen. I just had to let her out since she kept on whining. I don't want the whining in my ear. But she's still a pup, so I like to keep an eye on her. I just don't let her wander around the house because yeah, she likes to get into things. But yeah, I wish you guys can see her. I guess I can show you guys her real quick. She's gonna get fur all over me, but okay, Novi. There you go. Say hello to the camera, right there. Right there. Say hello. No. Say hello right there. Okay, all right. Get off me. There you go. Go about your business. Okay. All right, so today I'm going to be working on the ending of my short story called Blue Static. Sorry again for that quick intermission. And what Blue Static is about, it's about the story of Blue Bwoy, how his world came about, how he got his powers, which is a static electricity, and yellow static to be, I guess, kind of a bit more detailed. And so how he came about, the world that he built or I helped build, and what we hope to do with that. The goal is, and I explained it in the last stream, I'm going to explain it again. The goal is that when I release a short story, because I'm actually very deeply involved in like NFTs, I've been collecting for a while. Avid collector. I love art. So the goal is when I release this short story, you'll be able to collect whatever art pieces I have stored up. Each page is gonna have a specific QR code. That QR code, once you scan it, you'll be able to collect this free art. And it's just providing, people that are coming into the Web3 community, or just new to NFTs, a different way, a free way of testing out how things are within that actually, within Web3, so testing out the systems and how it works, how you trade it, NFT, how do you collect it. So this is completely free. And when I have my website up, you'll be able to access this short story alongside the alongside the artwork that's going to be attached. So some pretty cool things that I have planned for the future. So I've just been working on this short story, and of course I have a whole bunch of other brand work stuff that I've been doing on the side. So, but this is one of my babies that I'm growing. So I haven't done a sketch just yet. So I will be doing a sketch right now, on what I want the page to look like. I've already jotted down what I want the page to look like. I love to jot down my ideas. I've been using Notion, and Notion has kind of been helping me to kind of keep my ideas organized. So yeah, but let me see. Okay, so let's get off of this. Go back onto Procreate, and I'm gonna actually fold this iPad screen down, and we're gonna start with a new template. So I saved a lot of the templates that you use. You don't want to just be randomly choosing templates. So if you choose a specific size that you're doing for your short story, you need to keep that going, right? So my short story template is 1440 by 1934. No specific reason why. I just really like how the art kind of look on that template. And since it's a short story, I mean, whatever I print it to be, that's how it's gonna be. So it is not vector, so I probably can't scale as much. But I wasn't planning on it to be vector art. So yeah, so let's start the sketch. I usually do my sketch with the Narrander pencil, or Narrander brush, within Procreate. And yeah, you just saw my sketch video there. After I do the sketch, I apply an overlay to kind of make it a bit more kind of transparent. So my actual final layer, as what's it called, Gox would say, or Gox would say, like, the smooth lines, the pretty lines layer would be right over that, so I can actually see it clearer. So what I wanted was, I just wanted some hands. So I wanted some hands kind of outstretched, and I had a vision of what I wanted to look like. So I'm gonna just start. It's called All My Hands Are Boxy. That's just my art style. Yeah, I love boxy hands. I mean, at first when I started out, it was kind of like, like roundish. I was still trying to find how I wanted to do the hands, and hands is one of those kind of tricky subject areas where it's like you don't really know, like there's no easy way or the best way to do it. Some people would like to draw realistic hands, so like they would take photos of like how their hands look and actually draw it. That's how I started off, but now I've been kind of just drawing hands just kind of from, like, I guess, vision or memory, because the boxy art style that I have allows me to make a lot more mistakes, and it's not like as defined as like an actual real human hand, right? Again, like a lot of my art that I do is kind of like chibi like, so like it kind of it kind of pays homage to that kind of art style where it's like, short and chubby and sweet and cute. Yeah, so that's what I do. But yeah, so I really like how I started drawing hands, and yeah, it's made things a lot easier for me. But one thing that I've also kind of done too is, at first when I started off, I had the Mickey Mouse white gloves. I know, very lame. But I wanted something from my art to pay homage to Disney, because I mean, a lot of the cartoons and a lot of the great stories that we know come from Disney. And huge fan. I would say huge fan of Mickey Mouse, but I am a fan of Mickey Mouse. And one thing that stuck out to me with the Mickey Mouse art style is his white gloves. So I started off with white gloves, but quickly realized that that's not really completely me. Like it's not, like it's too generic. So what I did was instead I said, well, I'm a black man. I'm very much for the idea of like just the color black, and so like, well, I can do black gloves, but not only I can do black gloves. Let's make it cut off, kind of add like a punk rock aesthetic to it. So that's where that idea kind of came from, and I just kind of ran with it. And then after a while, you can kind of see it in the evolution of my art when you go on my gallery, or see the post on Twitter. When I first started off, it was those white gloves, and although it got the job done, although it got the job done, you saw me slowly kind of switch it to this style that I have right now. Yeah, and it's been great. And I'm erasing this because I want it to be a bit more boxy. Looked a little bit too off. And a lot of my hands too, sometimes it's 4 fingers, sometimes it's 3. Just all depends on how I'm feeling. So that's why, like I said, I really love it because like whenever you're drawing like smaller versions of like my art, like you don't have to place a heavy emphasis on the hands. Yeah. So this is it. This is the hands, and then I wanted the back to be simple. I didn't want it to be like too crowded or too clustered, because if you see the what's it called, the actual cover for Blue Static, right? It's not too clustered. Like it's very crisp, clean, to the point, kind of deal. And I wanted to emulate that same thing on the back cover. Now, what color the back cover would be, I'm just gonna keep the same blue color, just to keep things simple. But yeah, but that's it. But okay, cool. So I got the quick sketch of the hands. I might add just like a little layer of 3D kind of. Yeah, I think I like that right there. Yeah, I think I like that right there. Just gonna add just a slight kind of one little finger or thumb protruding out from the back shadows. And then also customary, I need my little squiggles. I love to have my squiggles, zigzags as I call them, zigzags or squiggles, on a lot of my hands. Just adds a different layer of just texture, not too much, but just a little touch from how I draw things. Yeah. And then since I have the hands right now, what I'm gonna do is, and I might add some more things as I go too, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my smooth lines now. So first thing that I do, that I talked about before, first thing that I do is I take this red ink, right, and I drop it on the template, on the lines, of course. Make sure it's 100% for threshold or 98, whatever, as long as it's all red. And what I do is I go to my animation assist on Procreate, Canvas, animation assist, and what this does is when I add a separate layer, it blurs it out for me, so I don't have to go through and adjust the opacity on the layer. I can just do it through the animation assist. And now I'm going to navigate to my favorite brush, usually black ink, but the brush is that of, and you hear Nomi in the background, she's jumping and she's going bonkers right now, so I'm letting her do her thing. So what I'm going to do is this. Hold on, give me 1 second. I wish the wife was home. I don't know if she's even watching this stream, but I wish she was home. She'd take care of her. But I got to keep an eye on her. Okay. Sorry for that quick intermission again. So yeah, so now I'm gonna start actually doing my inking. And the brush that I love to use is the Tinderbox. Nothing too crazy. I think last time on the stream I talked about it. The reason I really love this brush, it kind of gives me like a non-perfect brush aesthetic. And I think a lot of my art I wanted to emphasize, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be smooth, it doesn't have to be realistic. It can just be you, right? So Tinderbox kind of helps me to achieve that, and I can kind of show you guys the brush. As you guys can kind of see, it has just like the edges are a bit frayed, right? Not no one edge is the same, same uh yeah, like no one edge is the same. Like it's not the same. So it kind of gives you that kind of like jitty charcoal kind of inking kind of aspect, but it's still very much ink. And yeah, I also edited this brush too because the original Procreate brush studio version of this was a lot more kind of jitty. It wasn't as smooth, and also the actual width of the brush itself kept on changing. Like it changed based on your pressure of the pencil. So I removed that. So now there's no pressure on it. So it's always the same size. Um, so yeah, so that's my brush. I love it. Tinderbox, my favorite brush to use. So here you go to my Tinderbox. I've already saved a few of the sizes. I'm gonna start on the third. I'm gonna start on the third actual level. And sorry if I sound a little bit stuffy. The weather's been changing quite frequently where I'm staying. So I'm trying to get ahead of it and just kind of drink as much water as possible and drink as much tea as possible. But it's getting to me. Shout out my wife, by the way. She got me this cool London tea when she was actually in London. Yeah, so cool tea. Love it. Love it so much. I actually decided to throw it on today. It's actually brand new. And yes, I really love it. And also, I'm actually feeling this ring too that I placed on today. So open rib cage from H&M. Very cheap. Very easy to kind of style. But yeah, so yep. So I got my layer. Back to the art. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna add in my lines, and sometimes all depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I drag and hold it just to make it a bit more sharper, but you don't really have to do that. It all depends on what you feel. That's the beautiful thing about art. It's just you. You know. It's just you, your perception of the world, your identity, what makes you go ooh ah, and it doesn't have to conform to any standard. You don't have to try to copy anybody because this kind of art sells. Like, it's just you, and I wish a lot of artists understood that. It took me a while to understand that. I've been drawing since like the age of like 6, 7. I've been drawing, and so I mean, it's very much been a huge part of my identity. I got into digital drawing like 2 years ago, and I came up with a character right after I got into digital art because I wanted to create a cool world, right? And so that was my goal. Like, I really wanted to create this neat world. Again, if you're new to chat, I'm Zinc. I'm a creative. Today I am working on my short story called Blue Bwoy. If you're interested, go ahead and ask any questions. And also, if you're new here, stop by and say hello. I love any messages and questions that I get on the stream. It makes my day. So yeah. So I've been drawing for a while. Actually, when I started off drawing, what I used to do is me and my twin cousins, which I talked to yesterday. They're still in Jamaica. I'm from Jamaica originally. And what we used to do is the textbooks, we used to have a competition. And we would see who can copy that image within that textbook. Like, say, like it was like an owl or something. It was a realistic owl in this geographic discovery book. And we would basically compete and see who can draw it the closest. And whoever drawed it the closest or drew it the closest won, right? So that's the kind of little competition that we used to have. Used to draw Naruto a lot. A lot of Pokemon, a lot of Dragon Ball Z. So we would just be, just going bonkers with trying to emulate these characters that we saw on the screen, because they made our childhood. And that's where kind of like my artist kind of love came from. And then when I was in high school, I kind of honed in on it more when I started finding outside of Jamaica. Once I moved to America, once I moved to the States, I started finding like-minded people that enjoyed art too, and I started just kind of clinging to them. But after I left high school, I kind of stopped drawing. I did stop drawing, and it's because I was trying to take care of my college education, and yeah, so I stopped drawing for a while, and I focused on that. I put a lot of my effort and time into that, and just being a great college student. And sometimes I regret it because those are years that I kind of lost with my actual craft. And although like I'm getting back to the level that I believe I should be at, I feel like if I was still actively in art before, I would be on such a different level than I am right now. So I'm still learning, still finding unique ways to kind of bring things to life. But yeah, that's where it's all started, And then from there, I kind of just took it. I ran with it. And when I got my first iPad, that was the first thing I wanted to do. I got Procreate, and then I just started drawing. Right? So that's also a cool feature of Procreate too. Sidebar. You can draw these zigzag lines, whatever size that you want, as long as you hold it towards the end. It will do it. It crispifies it, and it's just a cool feature. I think Procreate is killing the game, and yeah, I really love what they do. So but it's been a long time coming. I've been doing this for a while, and I know the recognition that I'm seeking to attain. It's gonna take years of hard work, but I do believe it's gonna get there. And when it does get there, I feel like I'm going to enjoy what I used to have, which is now is I can fail a lot more because there's not really like a lot of eyes on me. I can start this, I can mess it up, and then I don't like the story, I can scrap it, start a new story. And because I don't really have like a lot of eyes just kind of focused in on me, I can afford those mistakes. It doesn't compromise my brand, so that's a cool aspect. So I do think once I actually get to that point of that kind of like level of like fame, I feel like I'd be like, hold on a minute, oh, this is my jam. I discovered a new Lo-Fi station on YouTube, Nintendo Lo-Fi music. Peaches, love this song. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing right now because and I feel like a lot of artists, like when they're starting off, they want to jump to the level of fame so quickly, but it's like, no, sit back and enjoy the road. Enjoy the ride, because hone in on your skills. Take some notes from the people that are at the top, and just kind of see what you can do better and differently than the people that are actually in the market still. Then once you kind of find that, you hone in on it and you do it to the best of your abilities. You don't screw over people. You don't try to scam nobody. Like, you're not a scam artist. Like, you're just making great art. That's it, man. Art has been around for generations, man. It's a form of currency. It's a form of security. Because just like money, it's the society places the value on it. The collectors place the value on it. Like you take you zoom out and you look at people like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and like when they first started off, like they were like $100, $50 a pop. They're actually giving them away for free. What's up, K Camp? Yo. Thank you for stopping in. I know you're probably at work. Much love, brother. But like, what's it called? When the Bored Ape Yacht Club, when they started off, like it was basically free. Like, they were giving away things, and because nobody saw the value in it, and then all of a sudden there was like a huge like just explosion of NFTs, and the value just went up. I don't know what she just ate, but she ate something that she's not supposed to eat, and she's just chomping away at it. And I think I'm not sure if I left the bathroom door open, but she got to something. But sorry y'all. Life of a husky, what's it called, husky owner. But yeah, like the value, like there wasn't really like a big value in it, but after a while people saw the value in it. So like you should approach your art like that. It's like, yeah, the value might not be there when you started off, like a lot of people are not going to see it, like people are not going to care about you, but if you do it consistently, right, eventually you will have the eyes on you, the good eyes, not the bad ones. So I got the hands down for the back cover. So what I'm gonna do now is, usually like I spend like about 5 to 10 seconds. I kind of brainstorm on how I want to color this. I don't really have like any specific goal in mind, but what I do want to do is I want to have the naked edges. And what I mean by the naked edges is this: the actual cover for Blue Static, right? Naked edges to where like you actually can't see the black outline of the pencil itself. Like you don't see any black outlines. Of course, the eyes and the ear kind of detail, those are the only kind of black accents that you see. But for the most part, everything else is kind of naked colors. So that's what I mean by naked. So that's I'm about to do the same exact thing for these hands right now. So what I like to do is a cool trick, and if you're new to this Twitch channel, this is a cool trick. If you're using Procreate, if you're a beginner, if you're experienced, whatever it is, a cool trick to use. What you can do is, and this might not be the best way to do it, you can do a reference. What the reference does is, the reference says, okay, well, if I decide to drop colors, after a while, if I decide to drop any colors, it will reference only this layer. So it will only fill in that layer that's above. And you can do it on any layer, right? So because I'm referencing the top layer, the layer 2. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add in the Blue Bwoy's skin color, right? I have that saved. Let's go ahead and add those in. And I'm just tapping it because I have it. I'm doing a color drop right now. Right, and then I also have the gloves too that I have to drop in some colors. So I have the black that I use for the gloves. Oh, I don't think I did not do the color drop. Boom. Gonna color drop it again right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just color drop all these colors. And then gotta pay attention to the details sometimes. So I like to zoom in and just kind of tap it and take care of a lot of those kind of white spaces. And then what I'm going to do is, since I want to have those naked lines, right, I could just kind of turn this off and just kind of hope for the best. But because I did it this way, what I'm going to have to do is this. What I'm going to have to do is this. Yep. Yeah, so what I'm going to have to do is essentially this. I saw another viewer just popped into the chat. If you're new, stop in, say hello. If not, if you're just watching in the background, that's fine too. Hello, I'm Zinc. I'm a creative, and I do cool things. And today I'm just going over my short story on Blue Bwoy, which is a character that I created. So if you're interested, if if I piqued your interest, stay, what's it called? Stop by, continue to stop by, and I'll show you some cool things. Cool. So yeah, so where I messed up with this is I should never went this method, but I'm gonna try to see if I can save it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to this reference layer, and I'm gonna use my eraser. I'm gonna make sure it's tinderbox. Yep. I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna separate a few things. It's not the most efficient way to do things, but because of how I started it, I kind of have to just roll with it. So I'm going to go through with the eraser, and I'm going to separate a lot of these lines, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a color drop on those lines. You see the end product. So I'm just separating them because the gloves is a different color. So I just want to make sure I'm capturing the gloves, the charcoal light gloves. Just popping up and looking, make sure I'm, greeting people as they come in. Like this is this is a new thing for me, so I'm not super proficient just yet, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning on the best methods of, checking things as I go and talking to folks and how to use the chat. Um, so it's not gonna be completely perfect, but if I keep at it, it will. It will be perfect. All right, so I'm still going through. If you guys like the lo-fi, I can definitely drop the link. Just a Nintendo lo-fi I found. It's DMCA free. That's the only thing I don't like about streaming and I think just posting videos online. I'm very much new to the game, but wow, this whole copywriting thing is insane. And like honestly, like it doesn't make any sense to me, because if it's art, you should be able to access it freely. If you still, of course, referencing the artist, you should be able to still use their music within your videos, but that's not what society believes. um and it's kind of sad, because it's like, like I shouldn't need to play, just instrumentals. Like, I'm not just lo-fi instrumentals. Like, me as a person, like, I'm the, what's it called, I'm rap, I'm Tyler the Creator, I'm can even say I'm Chronix, I'm Bob Marley, I'm like, it's a whole bunch of different things that I listen to on a daily basis. Like I'm, so I don't think lo-fi really captures fully who I am as a person, but you kind of have to resort to that. So that's the only downside, I think, to streaming that I'm kind of experiencing right now. But it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just something that you just have to be mindful of whenever you're creating. All right, so I think I'm gonna actually cut this off right here. Yep, and then with the gloves right here, let's cut this off, and then these three can essentially just be blue, so I'm not going to trip about that. But okay, so I have to cut this off right here, and the biggest thing is to kind of make it as parallel as possible to these lines. You can kind of see me trying to eye it. There's no feature for that, so you just have to have a good eye, because I mean, it is your work. Yep. Boom. That takes care of that glove. And then let's cut this off right here. That takes care of that side of the gloves. And then let's cut this off right here. That takes care of that side of the gloves. And let's cut this off right here. That takes care of, make sure there's no connecting black lines. That takes care of that side of the gloves. Actually, this is not straight. Yep. And you gotta pay attention to your work. Yeah, so yeah, this thing, it's so cool, man, being a digital artist, because and there's so many like kind of neat tricks that you can find to make you just be as efficient as possible. And kind of one thing I kind of ran into when I went to the art museum with my wife. We were in the museum when I was drawing this picture of the cool cats. I ended up sharing it on Twitter, so if you want to see that, that's on Twitter. So I drew it on a sticky note, because it was asking what's some of the most popular pop cats or whatever in the world. And I drew cool cats because cool cats NFTs, I'm actually pretty into that. So I drew it. Of course, I don't own a cool cat; they're too expensive. I drew it. And while I was drawing it, I had made a mistake with the sketch. And instead of me trying to erase it with an eraser, I used my 3 fingers and I double tapped it to to essentially undo the line. And just like, nah. Can't do that in real life. That's only for your digital art. So that was a little brain fart that I had earlier last week. Actually, I'm not sure how I want to do this, so I'm gonna do it the same way that I had the other one, and just kind of hope for the best. Okay, she's laying down now. I guess she got bored. These dogs living too lavish, man. All these dang opportunities they've been given for free. I had to work hard for my stuff. Okay. Um, but yeah, but I had a brief brain fart with that. Oh, I gotta break this off right here. Actually, yep. So let's break that off right there. And then let's break this off right here. Cool. And I think it looks good so far. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start dropping these colors. I'm actually gonna duplicate this layer, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop in better practices. I also messed up there too. The better practices before you work on your clean or smooth line layer of like adjusting things, you should always duplicate it so you have those solid lines. And then you can go through and just like erase those little pieces that I have right now. So I think going forward, duplicate your perfect line layer. And if you need to make adjustments, just make sure you're actually working on a duplicate layer. So don't do that. Bad practice. So I'm gonna change your reference to this layer. I'm gonna go back to my color layer. Actually, no, I'm actually gonna keep it right where it is. And I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna touch up all the blue spots. So boom. Blue spots, so that part is good. And that part is not good. So go through and let's separate this. Yep, and then let's do it again. Okay, much better. And I'm gonna go through and polish up a lot of these corners too, so don't trip. All right, go ahead and drop blue right there. Just making sure everything checks out and it looks good. So messed up there, so let's separate that. Cool. And now let's drop the blue again. Nope, messed up again. Actually, let me strategize this because you want the top layer to be blue, but you want it to stop at the gloves right here. Okay, so let's just separate it like that for now. And if we need to adjust, we adjust. What up, what up? If you're stopping in, hello, nice to meet you. I'm Zinc, a creative all across the globe. And today I'm just working on my short story, Blue Bwoy, and I'm just going through just messing with some artwork. So, yeah, thank you for stopping in. If you're new to this, hello, nice to meet you. And honestly, I love to get to know you guys. Whatever socials or whatever that you have, feel free to drop it. Let me check the time, make sure I'm good on time. I'm still good on time. Yep, okay, I'm still good on time. Sorry, my laptop fell. Yeah, yep, my laptop fell. That was not good. Okay. That was my fault. I bounced it. Sorry for the brief intermission, y'all. I don't have the best equipment, but we're making it work. All right, cool. So here I go. I'm about to drop it again, and let's see how that looks. Okay, much better. and drop that right there. See how that looks? Much better. And drop. Oh, got to separate that up top. Let's separate that. And the beautiful part too, I mean, like, since I'm kind of new to this, like, like I'm gonna naturally make a lot of mistakes. That's just a part of the game. So I'm still learning. All right. So I think for the most part, I like how those lines are looking. So let's go through and let's drop these blue pieces, and then let's do the same. Nope, we don't want that. Let's throw that away. Let's go through and do the gloves. Make sure the gloves are good. Okay. So I think these are good for now. I'm gonna keep these black ones. I'm not gonna mess around with those. So let's go through and let's make some edits. Definitely an easier way to do this, but I kind of had to just go this route. Let's clean up this art. All right. Clean it up. All right. And I love like doing like the cleanups too. Like it's very satisfying. You really kind of see everything come together. Um, and then you try to spot the mistakes, because the general goal is whatever work that you put out to the public is your best work, right? So you always want to go through and double check those lines, double check anything, because last thing you want to do is you want to release it. Although you don't might not have as much eyes on you, you don't want to release it and say it does blow up, and then you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to remove this, or I forgot to add a tag on here, so people can't just take my work and just copy it. And there's nothing wrong with copying folks' work too, but for the most part, like, there's certain pieces you don't really want folks to just kind of take it verbatim. I say verbatim, of course, be inspired by it, but take it verbatim and kind of run with it and say it's their style. So that's it. I haven't fell victim to that just yet. Nah, for the most part, I don't really care as much. All right, I keep on like popping up just to check the chat. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. All right, so we having a little bit. So here's what I might have to do. I might have to do this. I might need to make this back portion darker, but I'm not gonna take it out right now. I have a different method of getting it done, just to kind of separate it, because it's not really separated. And this blue is also bleeding over a little bit too much for my liking. Yep, good, beautiful. And I'm doing all of these kind of edits. Um, I'm doing a lot of these edits on like a new layer. So if I want to take it off, or if I want to start back, I don't have to like hit the undo button, a whole bunch of times. Thanks, K Camp. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the compliment. I'm honestly, I'm trying out here. I don't have like the best talent in the world, but I try to make it work for me. So thank you. You're a very talented person yourself. So, um, okay, let's see what we're doing here. So I'm actually gonna extend this, because it looked fine when I first started off with the lines, but it came out looking a bit wonky. And then let's just do this too. Let's smoothen out this edge. And And let's extend this line too. Nope. Let's rotate it. Okay. That looks good for now. Not gonna mess around with that no more. Again, filling these gaps. Make sure everything is clean, smooth. And sometimes too, I get into the bad habit of changing the brush sizes mid-art. And sometimes it's good. This all depends. You just gotta kind of know the situation. But especially with this brush that I'm using called the Tinder brush, if you change the brush size, the pixels are sometimes a little bit different. It might be slightly a bit more jitty, or it might be a little bit finer. So you just kind of have to be aware of it. And just it's just a small detail I've kind of noticed, kind of working with this brush, that you have to be careful on what size that you use, and be very intentional on what brush size that you're using, because it will give you like a different feel, a different look. And if you're not looking for that look, then then you need to change your brush size. So what I actually, let's backspace on that. So let's change the color real quick. And I don't think I want to we'll see. Okay. Again, if you're new to the chat, stop in and say hello. I'm Zinc. Nice to meet you. I'm a creative, and I do cool things. And today is one of my cool things extensions. So if you're interested, stay on. I got some cool things. I got some nice lessons that that I would like to dish out there to the world. And as usual, if you missed the stream, or if you're tapping in towards the end, because I think around probably 1:30, 1:40, I'll probably wrap it up, or after I'm done finished with this piece right here, I'll probably wrap it up. If you knew, if you missed it, this will be available on Twitch for you to watch, and also I'll be uploading this going forward on YouTube, so you'll be able to also watch my process there too. And I'm gonna make this like a very consistent thing, because I understand some people just love listening to lo-fi and watch people draw during the day. So, oh, what's up? What's up, Matari? I am. What time is it for you? It is 1:20 right now, where I am stationed at. What time is it for you? I'm not sure if. Oh yes, now I'm thinking about it. Yes, Eastern. Yes, Eastern. I wonder if anybody had difficulties with that time. I tried to add the Eastern tag to it, but I'm not sure how Twitch does it on Twitch's end. Yeah, what's it called? Thank you for stopping in. Yeah. As my new friend the last time I streamed, Matari. You know, very, very great and intellectual conversation so thank you for that. And I hope today's the same. Even though like I'm young, I have a lot of lessons in life. I've failed a lot, and I've taken a lot of risk, like a lot of risk in life. Uh, Actually pretty cool. Like I haven't memorized it. I probably should, especially like for my profession. Um, but I definitely do not have all the time to memorize. That's a cool skill to have, especially in a zombie apocalypse. Not really, but I guess in zombie apocalypse, it's not really going to be any time telling. It's not going to be any time telling. I always tell myself that if the zombie apocalypse does happen, I rather just go out on the first day. I'm sorry, like I'm not finna I'm not finna be now. Yep, I rather just go out on the first day. Screw it. There is no need for me to be alive. Take me out. Beat me up, Scotty. You feel me? Beat me up because I'm not finna be like I was watching Walking Dead and great series by the way, but like I was watching it, I was like, this is depressing. Like it told a story. I remember this gay couple and how they met. Uh, but what's it called? It was telling this story of this gay couple, and how they met and how they survived. It was a beautiful story. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But I was like, oh my gosh, imagine I had to live in that time. There's barely any medication, so it's like there's a higher percent chance of that my loved one passing away. And then also those raiders that are trying to raid this person's place. And when you get to a certain age, like you can't really defend your post as much. So it's like what are you gonna do? You know, just lay down and just die? Like there's a um so I don't know. Like I feel like I'd rather just go out. You know, I'd rather go out because I'd rather do that instead of watching like my loved ones, you know, die and I'm trying to defend them, but we're trying to escape the zombie horde, and you know, my son or daughter gets bitten, and I don't know, and then you know they end up turning the next day. So of course this was a part of the actual walking, the Last of Us story. You know, like they turn the following morning, but like I'm so attached to them that I don't want to like kill them, and then you know, it's just so sad, yo, it's so sad and depressing. Take me out. I'd be more than willing to go. Adapt or die. Adapt or die for real, yo. And it's like, the next thing is like, even if you do adapt, it's like, you know, anything can happen. Some freak incident, or you know, like you run into like this militia group and like they're like all cannibalists and they're like eating folks, and it's like, to a certain point, it's like, yo, like, take me out. I'm good. I've lived a very strong and fruitful life. You know, at the humble age of, you know, mid 20s. It's either that or I would like to escape. I would escape and I would go on like an island. But the thing is, you don't even know like how strong these zombies are gonna be. So it's like, even if you do like leave and get to an island, a remote island that nobody's on, it's like, what if these zombies adapt to where like they can like travel across oceans? Like, what if they run out of, you know, zombie bodies over in, you know, I don't know, Brazil or whatever, and they're like, well, we need to leave Brazil and go find some fresh bodies elsewhere, and then they migrate to your island. Like, you know, you kind of screwed. Like, you can't do anything. Like, you really don't know how these zombies are gonna be. Like, you know, is it gonna be like Walking Dead, like slow kind of zombies? Is it gonna be like the Last of Us zombies, to where like, you know, they're like, their heads are like, they have like weird clicking abilities, and you know, is it gonna be like Resident Evil kind of zombies, to where like some of them are kind of slow and walking, but then you also have like the big like kind of buff tough guys, or you know, like what is it gonna be? You don't know. You don't know anything. I'm actually going through. I'm going through and I'm adding just kind of this a little bit protrusion on the gloves, and this is something new that I'm actually trying. So I've never done this before, but I'm just kind of testing it out to see how the protruding gloves look. For real. And even Resident Evil, I definitely would have survived Resident Evil kind of zombie plague. No, 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 no. Take me out. I'm good. And definitely would not survive that. Because if I see this big brawly looking guy running towards me with a damn machine gun with stitches across his face, bro, I'm dead. I'm done for. Like, I'm not. It's not no if ands. Oh, I'm gonna try to run through multiple doors. Like, I'm terrified. Probably pissing myself. Absolutely terrified. I am not finna be. Yeah, no. Just take me out. But actually, I might just take myself out. So if I find a gun, I'll just take myself out first. At least it'd be quick, less painful. All right. So this is good. I think it looks pretty crisp. Good job, Zink. Good job. Good job. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna because these back thumbs that I have in the back, there's no distinction between them. So I'm actually gonna make them just a slight bit darker. And what you can do to make these darker is yeah, just do a new layer on top of everything, and you adjust it. I'm gonna adjust the transparency to about 20%. I'm gonna take the same brush. Actually, I'm gonna take a black brush. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'd rather die than deal with the whole theme of discussing insects and death and just unclean, right? And then the next thing you have these like witches that have these like superpowers, like these, yeah, and then you have these witches that have superpowers, and then like you're trapped inside this like haunted mansion, but all of them have like weird superpowers that can eat you and kill you, and the basement is like full of zombies and I'm good. I am a-okay. Take me out. I'll take myself out to make it easier. Where is it? Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna add this transparency layer, and I might need to go in and actually do like small kind of nitpicky pixel work because I didn't practice. I didn't start off my method well. So, you live and you learn. And sometimes you just live, Sometimes you're not learning shit. I think the only way that I would survive is if I was the one that was being experimented on and I walked away with some cool superpowers. Like I'm like that's the only way I survive. But even then, it's like, do I still even want to survive? Like, there's no McDonald's, there's no Arby's around, there's no Chick-fil-A, for me to get some good food, like some good grub. Like, I'm finna be eating expired canned food for the rest of my life. That or stuff that you grow. Ah, okay. I see. Da. Okay. I hope you guys are really liking this lo-fi. I try to make it as Nintendo-y theme as possible. Because I mean, just Nintendo. I mean, it's a beautiful storytelling franchise. That's the goal, right? Actually, let me adjust the brightness on my screen because I'm like, hold on, man, why is my eyes straining? Okay, there we go. Like I'm literally straining to see what's on my iPad. That shouldn't be happening. That should not be happening. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I didn't have any. What's it called? Malintent. I swear. It's just a random topic. Oh nope, we're not doing that. Speaking of eating, I'm actually gonna go eat right after this. Um, Need to get some food into my system because I woke up so late. She's not crazy late, but because I woke up so late today. I had like a hour and a half to kind of get ready, put on some clothes. Because like when I hop on streams, I don't want to hop on just like in like my nightgown kind of deal. Like I want to show off my style. I want to show off like what I wear on like a daily basis or where I go out to work, whatever it is. And a huge part of me is just being stylistic, stylish. Um, and yeah, I love fashion. I love art. I love music. All of them kind of interact with each other one way or the other. So yeah, so it took me a while. It took me a while to get ready, and then on top of that, because it's just me, because my wife is out, um, I had to take out the little one to go use the restroom. Some days she's quick about using the restroom. The other day she just kind of like strolls around until like she really feels it. So I'm out there in the cold just waiting because I want her to use the restroom before I go back inside. Right? Hello, if you're new to the stream, I can never see the accurate amount of viewers that's on the stream. I don't know how to fix that. Um, but if you're new to the stream and you haven't said hello, what you doing, man? Say hello. I'm not gonna bite. Actually, let me check. So it says one viewer is here. So when I tap on the stream manager and I go on the stream manager, it shows me all these other viewers, right? So, but it says one viewer on here. So I'm not really sure who's actually watching it because it says all these names are watching it. I'm not sure. And if all these names are watching it, oh my gosh, I was not expecting this many people to tap in. Or these are bots? Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. I am very much new to this game. But if you're not a bot, and you stopped in, you said hello. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in. All right, cool. Back to art. See, and that's why I need people like you to correct me. People that have been doing it for a while. And by the way, I did not add those bots. I'm not a big fan of bots. I know some people use it to boost their streams, but I'm not into boosting anything. I want the right people to see what I'm doing. Real people. Cool. All right, so I have a few little naked edges I need to go through and just kind of remove these pixels. Yep. Satisfying, ain't it? Yeah, I know it is. You ain't gotta tell me nothing. I know what you're thinking. They can stay in chats. Okay. Yeah, because I remember the first chat that I had, like a bot immediately was like, oh, if you need like these templates and whatever. I'm like, I don't need no templates. Like I'm an artist. I create stuff. Of course I'm gonna create my own Twitch template. Like look it up online. I found like the dimensions. That's all you need is the dimensions, and after that you just go buck crazy with the dimension. You just go buck crazy, create what you want to create. And honestly, I might change this Twitch overlay that I have soon. Because that's just me. Like if something kind of piques my interest and I want like a different feel, throughout the day, I just change it. That's the beautiful thing about art. You're in complete control of how your surroundings look. Yeah, I didn't know that. Cause I know I want to expand out into YouTube to actually stream. So like this is just like I'm getting used to things here. But YouTube probably is gonna be a different kind of streaming experience. But I'm gonna try it one day and see if like the viewer counts is different on that. Like are people tuning into that more? But I'm not going to stress about that for now. I just want to try it. I want to try it, and I'm really enjoy this, like thoroughly enjoy this. So I'm actually going to be doing this a lot more. I'm actually thinking about doing a morning show, and the morning show is not going to be recorded for the most part. The morning show, I'm just gonna like, what's it called? I'm gonna play whatever music that I enjoy, that I listen to, that I get up in, and I'm just gonna make it. I'm not gonna care about no copyright stuff. I'm just gonna just hop on and just vibe, And I really hope people just kind of tune into it, and just just vibe with me, So that's my goal in the future. But for now, like I said, I'm just kind of testing the waters, and okay, I like this, I don't like this, kind of deal, and go about it that way. So okay, I'm gonna actually adjust the opacity on this. I'm gonna make it just slightly darker, just to kind of add a bit layer. Yep, that looks good. And what I'm also gonna do is this. I like this color, and I know my gloves has this black color for the squigglies, but I'm just gonna do this instead. Oh yes, that's it right there. Actually, I'm gonna leave it black. It's a bit more distinctive. Okay, so Gloves is done. Oh, I see a defect. This is actually not supposed to look like that. So let's fix that. Let's zoom in on this bad boy. And I've actually been playing around with I've been playing around with 3D stuff. So this week I started playing around with it. The software that I'm using, I haven't started using Blender yet, but I'm probably gonna try to use Blender sometime in the future. But um, yep, and then yeah, I'm probably gonna try to use Blender in the future. But yeah, I started playing around with some 3D stuff. I had two unique kind of furniture concepts that I wanted to bring to life. Because I'm not just working on the art, like I'm working on like branding stuff. And I want to get some furniture pieces out there to the world. Before I start dropping like any kind of merch or any other collectibles outside of like my artist kind of brand. So I was playing with 3D modeling just to kind of see how it would look. And I worked it out to to actually get a good model. And what I want to do is I want to actually get it printed. So that's my goal. I found a place that's pretty cool. And they do pretty cheap prints. So I might just do that instead. So I might just do that. I said, oh, I am over the mark, 1:30. Yeah, I go another 10-15 minutes. So yeah, so I'm actually in the goal stages of getting this printed out. Once it's printed out, I actually show the model on my one of my streams, and hopefully I can actually bring it to life. But I think it's pretty cool. It's something that you haven't seen on the market for a long time. There's gonna be mechanical aspects to it. For the most part, I want it all to be created by plastic, just to start off, and then if he needs to go a different direction, whatever. But that's gonna be an introduction to my second brand that I'm creating. It's actually called Squash Market, and as you can think, it's a market. It's a market of things, and so yeah, so that's the goal with that. It's a market of things. It's not set to one specific thing of like clothes or whatever. Like it's a market. You go to a market, you can buy whatever you want to buy. So I want to create a lot of things within that market, and to kind of build this kind of perspective. And the whole name Squash kind of came from the idea of I struggled with identity crisis for a long time. Growing up, going from Jamaica to America, it was a huge culture shock to me, and I kind of had to find myself within all of that, debris. Sorry. And I had to find myself in all that debris. So the idea behind it is that you don't have to conform to one culture. You don't have to conform to one idea of an identity. You can be whatever you want to be, as many different things as you want to be. You squash it all together, right? The actual action word. So that's how I'm kind of working on the side. And I don't. It's probably gonna take me a while to develop, but when it's developed, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be real nice. All right, so I like how the gloves look. I don't really see too much of a distinction here, but I'm not gonna trip about it. I'm gonna leave that, let it be. And everything looks crisp so far. So what I'm gonna do now is, since everything checks out from a holistic view standpoint, I'm gonna go ahead and change the background color to my ink blue. Actually, I think the blue might be a little bit different. So let me go here. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna take this blue, and I'm gonna do this right here, and gonna create another layer, and I'm actually gonna drop this blue here instead. Take this blue off. Boom, boom shakalaka. And I want to add some text on top, so I did not sketch any text. So let me go ahead and sketch something real quick. Actually, I'm not even gonna sketch it. Fuck it. I'm gonna scope it. open scope as they call it, I guess. I'm not sure. What color would I like to be on the back? I'm gonna keep the yellow. What should I put on the back of a short story? What should it be? I don't have the hands. The credits are gonna be somewhere else, which is just me. But the end, maybe no. I'm not entirely sure what I should put on the back, like words wise. So I'm not even gonna trip about that. But I think the biggest thing is that I do have the artwork, so that's a beautiful thing. So I'm gonna roll with that. And honestly, I'm not sure if I like the black, the charcoal on this blue background. I'm not entirely sure if I like it. So I might play around with it. We'll see. It might be different. Um. Okay. Lamborghini Mercy. Yogo, she's so thirsty. All right. So no, we're not gonna mess around with that. So this cover right here, I really like this little orange sticker that I did. Very beautiful orange sticker. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these two layers. And I'm gonna grab these two layers. I'm gonna copy those two layers, and I'm going ahead and I'm gonna paste this bad boy right here. Oh, that's not the layer I wanted to. Oh, just paste the one layer. So let's go back and let's grab the other layer. And we're gonna post this underneath it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a clipping mask so that everything is all even lined out on there. And cool. And now I got my sticker. I actually got this idea from Kanye West's one of Kanye West's CD albums. He had this like kind of orange kind of piece that extends down from the top of the CD, the disc actually case. I think he got that idea from oh my gosh, how am I blanking right now? Akira. So I think he got that idea from Akira. Kanye took that idea from Akira, put it on a CD disc, and now I'm taking it again and I'm putting it on my short story. So yeah, there's inspiration all around you. You just gotta find it. And yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want to put on the back. I could just put the end, but this is gonna be the actual back cover of the short story. So I might need to look at some ideas on how a back cover for short story looks. Sometimes it has the artist on there. Do I care for my face to be on the back of it? No, but hey, we'll see. But yeah, so back cover, I'm gonna rename this, and gonna actually hop off soon. Oh yeah, and another lesson. I think I like to end my streams on like a lesson that you can take and apply in your life. And I talked about it previously, the idea of identity crisis. And what I want to say to any artists that are, that have tapped into the stream, sometimes it's difficult to just be yourself. And that's how kind of the world kind of sets up things to be. And it's easy to get lost in the sauce. It's easy to focus on what all the other big artists are doing. Oh, they're so big, they're so popular. I want to get here, this, that, the third. And it's so hard sometimes to just focus on what you're doing and still think that what you're doing is meaningful and impactful. But I want to say this to you. There's nothing wrong in starting off at a smaller stage or being on a smaller platform. If you can get one or two people to see what you're doing, cherish them, love them, enjoy them. And the stuff that you're creating, sometimes it's best to just turn everything off. Like, that's what I do sometimes. Like, even this that I was drawing, like, I just turned everything off, no distractions. I don't have Pinterest up. I'm not trying to pull ideas from Pinterest. I'm just trying to take whatever I have in my head and just put it on a piece of paper. And I edit it, I make it look the best way as possible. But my goal is not to emulate whatever is out there in the market. Like, I just want to create what I enjoy. I think Stevie Wonder actually said it. He's saying just create what you enjoy, and if you're the only person that enjoys that, there's nothing wrong with that. So don't get focused. Don't get hung up on what all the other creatives are doing out there in this space. Just do you. Just be you and love you. Most importantly, at the end of the day, it's just you. You're responsible for you. Whatever you create is you. But go out there, make an impact on this world, and just be a blessing to someone around you. I'm Zinc again. I am a creative, an artist, a father of one husky, and also a faithful husband. So if you enjoyed what I did today on today's stream, thank you for tuning in, and whatever time that you've given to me, I am ever so grateful. I hope you saw some of the mistakes that I made. I hope you learned something today. And most importantly, I hope that you tune in again next week, Tuesday. I might get on a little bit later this week. I'm not sure. Maybe to play some Cyberpunk. So if you're interested in that, stop by again. But if not, thank you again for stopping by. And much love, peace, and take care. All right.